The Kosovo national team played their first unofficial fixture in February 1993, but they played just 7 games between 1993 and 2014. In January 2014, FIFA granted Kosovo permission to play sanctioned friendlies against international opposition, excluding nations that were part of the former state of Yugoslavia. In May 2016, Kosovo became the newest UEFA and FIFA affiliated national team, meaning they could compete to qualify for the likes of the World Cup and the European Championships for the first time. In an incredibly short amount of time, Kosovo have already become a breath of fresh air in the international game. Unlike a lot of small European nations, they don't stick 10 men behind the ball and look to spoil games, but instead play with real flair, invention and adventure. They went unbeaten for almost 2 years between October 2017 and September 2019, beating the likes of Albania, Bulgaria and the Czech Republic, finishing top of their UEFA Nations League group and third in their Euro 2020 qualifying group, meaning they could still make the finals. There aren't too many big names in the Kosovo national team, since most players eligible to represent them had already declared for another national team before Kosovo became FIFA and UEFA affiliated in 2016. Here by popular demand though, today I'm going to take a look at how the Kosovo side could look if every player who would have been eligible to represent them had chosen to do so. Oh, and if we can, let's try to keep the comments focused on football and how I butchered all the names, rather than any politics. Kosovo is officially a partially recognised state, with the countries in green here being the UN members who recognise Kosovo as being independent of Serbia. If you don't, this probably isn't the best place to make your argument, it's just a silly video about how good their football team could be. Right, here we go then. Goalkeeper. Atrit Berisha. Towering Serie A shot stopper Atrit Berisha stands at 6'5" tall, and the adventurous number 1 is renowned for his entertaining style of goalkeeping and for having scored 4 goals whilst playing in Sweden. Berisha was born in the Kosovan capital of Pristina, but his ethnicity is Albanian, and he has been a senior Albania international since 2012. Currently playing for Spal on loan from Atalanta, the former Lazio number 1 has won 59 caps for Albania, and has been the country's regular first choice since fellow goalkeeper Samir Uzcani switched his allegiances over to Kosovo in 2014. Right back. Mergim Vojvoda. Not all of the best players eligible to represent Kosovo represent other nations, and Mergim Vojvoda is evidence of that. The 24-year-old right-back made 7 appearances for Albania's under-21s between 2014 and 2016, but he looked to represent Kosovo instead in September 2016. He was granted permission to do so by FIFA and has since won 24 caps for the nation of his birth. A hard-working and attack-minded fullback, Vojvoda was raised in Belgium and the Netherlands, and he currently plays for Standard Liège. Centre-back. Ardian Ismajli. Not a household name by any means, but a talented centre-back nonetheless, Ardian Ismajli took the opposite route to a lot of Kosovo Albanian footballers in recent times. The 23-year-old made 7 appearances for Kosovo's under-21s and made his senior debut for Kosovo in 2018, coincidentally, against Albania. Kosovo won the game 3-0, but within months, Ismajli accepted a call-up from Albania instead, with whom he has since won 11 caps. A powerful centre-back who is pretty dominant in the air, Ismajli has been with Croatian outfit Hajduk Split since 2016. Centre-back. Amir Rahmani. On the right side of our centre-back partnership, Amir Rahmani has essentially had a directly opposite international career trajectory to Ardian Ismajli. Born in Kosovo's capital city of Pristina, Rahmani represented Albania under 21 and senior level before accepting a call-up from Kosovo in 2014. He has since won 29 caps for Kosovo, making him their most capped player of all time at the age of 25. A giant of a man, Rahmani is capable of playing at right back, centre back and left back, and he joined Napoli for €14 million last week, but was immediately sent back out on loan to Hellas Verona for the rest of the season. Left back. Ermir Lenjani. We've another really versatile footballer at left back in the form of Ermir Lenjani, who can play as either a left winger or as a left back. Quick and purposeful, Lenjani rarely overlooks the opportunity to make an overlapping run from fullback, and he has won 33 caps for Albania since making his debut in 2013. Born in modern-day Kosovo whilst it was part of Yugoslavia, Lenjani moved to Switzerland when he was a child, and he began his career in Zurich with Winterthur. He has since had a spell in France, but is now back in Switzerland with Sion. Central midfield. Valon Berisha. Valon Berisha is the second Berisha in this 11, and it could quite easily have been 3 had I included Australian A-League all-time leading scorer Bersat Berisha in this team. Valon Berisha had no shortage of nations he was eligible to represent at international level, having been born in Sweden but raised in Norway by parents of Albanian ethnicity. Berisha represented Norway at every level from the under-15s to the senior team, with whom he won 20 caps, before accepting a call from Kosovo in 2016. An excellent central midfielder with bags of skill, Berisha currently plays for Lazio, who he joined from Red Bull Salzburg, and he has now won as many caps for Kosovo as he did for Norway. Central midfield. Granit Xhaka. He may have had a pretty turbulent time of things since signing for Arsenal, but Granit Xhaka is still a pretty safe bet for a starting berth in this 11. Xhaka was born in the Swiss city of Basel to Albanian parents who were from modern-day Kosovo, meaning he had the choice of Switzerland, Albania, and later Kosovo. Xhaka was part of the Swiss setup from the age of 16 though, and he has won 82 caps since making his debut against England in 2011. The captain of the Swiss national team, Xhaka was Arsenal captain at the start of the season, but has since had his club armband taken away from him. Right wing. Adnan Januzaj. The real strength in this side is in the three part of this 4-2-3-1 formation in behind the centre forward, all of whom are capable of interchanging and playing on the left, right, or through the middle. I start on the right with Adnan Januzaj, who was born in Brussels, since his Kosovan Albanian parents had fled Belgium so his father avoided being conscripted for the Yugoslav People's Army. Januzaj joined Manchester United at the age of 16, but struggled to establish himself following an excellent debut. A Real Sociedad player since 2017, the gifted wide man was said to be considering representing Kosovo in 2016, but in the end, he chose to stick with Belgium. Attacking midfield. Xherdan Shaqiri. A teammate of Granit Xhaka's in the Swiss national team, Xherdan Shaqiri is one of Switzerland's star men. Shaqiri was born in modern-day Kosovo, then Yugoslavia in 1991, but his family moved to Switzerland in 1992. Having been overlooked for the captaincy with Switzerland in 2016, Shaqiri said he would instead represent Kosovo should they offer to make him national team captain instead. However, he played in Switzerland's next fixture following Kosovo's affiliation, thus ruling him out of ever being able to switch. A real live wire who was brilliant at Stoke, Shaqiri has struggled for opportunities at Liverpool, but he's still a star man for the Swiss, and Jurgen Klopp has insisted that he is not for sale. Left wing. Milot Rashica. As I said, all three of our wide players and attacking midfielders can play on either flank or through the middle, and that stands for Milot Rashica, who is the form player out of the trio. Such an explosive and exciting wide man, Rashica has quick feet and even quicker acceleration. Despite being right-footed, Rashica's favourite position is out wide on the left, where he can cut inside and do real damage on his stronger foot. He was one of the best players to watch in the Bundesliga last season, and he has already scored 7 goals and has made 3 assists in 15 appearances so far this term. Rashica was born in modern-day Kosovo, but won 2 caps for Albania before switching to Kosovo in 2016, where he is now the nation's star man. Centre forward. Werder Marici. We round off this 11 with the 5th and final actual current Kosovan international, and he just so happens to be the young national team's all-time record goalscorer. Centre forward Vedat Marici was born in the city of Prizren, and he holds Kosovan, Albanian, and Turkish passports. Marici began his career in Kosovo but has played the bulk of his football in Turkey, currently playing a starring role for Fenerbahce, having joined the club in the summer. The big 6'4" target man chose to represent Kosovo in 2016, and he has since scored 8 goals from 23 caps for his native country, including Kosovo's 3rd goal against England back in September. The team, including substitutes and a manager. In addition to our starting 11, my 7 substitutes for this what-if Kosovo squad would include 6'6" current Kosovo goalkeeper Arjanat Muric, who plays his club football for Nottingham Forest on loan from Manchester City, Huddersfield Town right-back Florent Hardejonaj, who started representing Kosovo in 2019, having previously won a cap for Switzerland, former German youth international, and now Kosovo's first-choice left-back Lejat Pakarada, experienced Genoa and former Switzerland midfielder Balan Brahmi, Benevento midfielder Perprim Hetemaj, who was born in modern-day Kosovo but represents Finland on the international stage, Rem star Arbez Zanelli, who was born in Sweden but does now play for Kosovo, and finally Basel forward Kemal Ademi, who could make a solid claim to start in place of Marici in truth, having scored 8 goals in just 13 games for Basel since joining the club in the summer. In charge of the side, my choice of manager would be Besnik Hazi, who won 47 caps for Albania as a player and made one unofficial appearance for Kosovo in 2007. He now manages Al Riyadh in Saudi Arabia off the back of stints with Olympiacos, Standard Liège and Anderlecht. To conclude, my what-if Kosovo 11 reads like this: Idrit Berisha, Mergin Vojvoda, Ardian Ismaili, Amir Rahmani, Emir Lenjani, Velon Berisha, Granit Xhaka, Adnan Januzaj, Xherdan Shaqiri, Milot Rashica and Vedat Muriqi, with a bench made up of Arjunat Muric, Florent Hardajonai, Layat Pakarada, Valon Barami, Pepram Hetamaj, Arbe Zinelli and Kemal Ademi, all managed by Al Riyadh boss Besnik Hazi. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Feel free to give the video a like if you enjoyed it, in fact please do, and make sure you're subscribed to HITC Sevens, and head over to www.englandsgreatestdefender.com to have your mind blown by the best football book ever written.